Discipline feels lonely because it separates you from people who live emotionally. When you choose discipline, you stop reacting the way others expect you to. You stop complaining, stop negotiating with yourself, stop looking for permission to rest, quit, or slow down. And when that happens, people around you start feeling uncomfortable. Not because you judge them, but because your behavior exposes their excuses. Most human connection is built on shared weakness, shared complaints, shared laziness, shared emotional cycles. People bond over stress, frustration, and excuses far more than they bond over growth. When you remove yourself from those patterns, you break an unspoken agreement. You are no longer participating in the emotional economy that keeps everyone feeling equal. And equality, not excellence, is what most social environments protect. Discipline removes noise from your life. Less talking, less explaining, less emotional expression, more structure, more repetition, more silence. Silence is where loneliness begins for most people. They are not used to being alone with their thoughts without distraction. They rely on stimulation, validation, and social feedback to feel grounded. Discipline takes that away. It forces you to sit with discomfort without escaping it. When you become disciplined, your schedule becomes predictable. Your habits become boring. Your priorities become narrow. This makes you less relatable to people who live impulsively. They may not say it directly, but they feel judged simply by comparison. Your early mornings make their late nights uncomfortable. Your consistency makes their inconsistency obvious. Your discipline doesn't attack them, but it reminds them of what they avoid. That's why disciplined people often lose friends before they gain results. The separation happens long before the success, long before the money, long before the visible proof. And that is the hardest part. You pay the social price up front without knowing if the outcome will justify it. Most people quit here, not because the work is too hard, but because the isolation is too quiet. Discipline also removes the need to explain yourself. When your actions are consistent, explanations become unnecessary. You stop justifying why you wake up early, why you don't go out, why you repeat the same routines. You stop asking for approval. And when you stop explaining, people feel excluded. They interpret silence as arrogance. In reality, it's focus. Loneliness grows because discipline shifts your identity. You stop being emotionally available on demand. You stop matching other people's energy. You stop reacting. Instead, you respond intentionally, or not at all. This creates emotional distance, and emotional distance is often misinterpreted as coldness. But discipline isn't cold, it's selective. Most people don't understand this phase. They assume something is wrong, that you're unhappy, that you're obsessed, that you've changed. And they're right. You have changed. You've stopped prioritizing comfort and connection over progress. And that change makes people nervous, because it reminds them change is possible and avoided. Discipline also makes loneliness unavoidable because it demands long periods without feedback. No applause, no encouragement, no reassurance. Just work, just routine, just repetition. Humans are wired to seek validation. Discipline denies it. That denial feels like emptiness at first. And most people confuse emptiness with failure. The disciplined path is quiet. No crowds, no hype, no constant celebration. Just days that look the same. Just effort that feels invisible. Just progress that can't be explained yet. This is where emotional people feel abandoned. They need noise to feel alive. Disciplined people learn to live without it. Loneliness intensifies when you realize most conversations no longer interest you. Small talk feels empty. Complaints feel repetitive. Drama feels unnecessary. You don't feel superior, you feel detached. And detachment is often misread as arrogance. In reality, it's alignment. You are no longer compatible with environments built on chaos. The darkest part of discipline is this: it forces you to become your own source of reassurance. There is no external confirmation that you're doing the right thing, no guarantee the sacrifice will pay off. You must continue anyway. That requirement filters out most people. They need someone to tell them it's worth it. Discipline demands that you decide it's worth it yourself. Over time, loneliness changes. It stops feeling empty and starts feeling focused. Silence becomes useful. Isolation becomes productive. You begin to understand that loneliness is not punishment, it's separation for rebuilding. Most people never reach this stage because they escape loneliness instead of using it. Discipline feels lonely because it removes emotional crutches. It strips away distraction. It leaves you face to face with who you are and who you could become. That confrontation is uncomfortable, and most people avoid it for life. The truth is, discipline doesn't isolate you forever. It isolates you temporarily, so you can build something most people never will. Later, people will be drawn to the results, but very few are willing to walk with you before the results exist. Discipline feels lonely because growth happens in silence. And silence is where weak identities fall apart, and strong ones are built.